Emily Ehman here with the Big Ten Network, giving you my EE Top 20, counting down the top 20 players coming back this year of Big Ten volleyball. And we're kicking it off at number 20, Purdue fifth-year libero Maddie Skimmerhorn. She is one of the scrappiest liberos that you'll see in this entire conference. She chases down anything. Last season, she finished second in the Big Ten with 4.6 digs per set, and she's also a very steady passer. With constant changes to the Purdue lineup last season, she really anchored and led that serve receive so well. Skimmerhorn is also a gym rat. She is always in there getting extra reps, and head coach Dave Shondell has said she has the potential to be the best libero this team has ever had. She's played pretty much every single match since her freshman year, so she's also an incredible leader, and this team really leans on her. She's improved every single season for Purdue, and I am so excited to see what she brings in her last. Emily Ehman here for the Big Ten Network, back with my EE Top 20, where I'm counting down the top 20 players returning this season in Big Ten volleyball. Coming in at number 19, Northwestern senior setter Alexa Rousseau. Rousseau can truly do it all. She's got hands like butter, she has a strong lefty attack, and she's a really impressive defender in the back row. What makes her really stand out is her ability to keep offenses guessing. She always makes herself an offensive option up front. Last season, she was just one of 2 Big Ten players to record a triple-double. She also finished 4th in the Big Ten last year with over 10 assists per set, leading Northwestern to a record year before going down with injury for the last few weeks of the season. Head coach Shane Davis always emphasizes how important she is to this team, calling her the glue of that program. Rousseau has elevated her play every single season, and even with some big departures from this team, I think the offense is still in pretty good hands, literally. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20. Coming in at number 18, Purdue junior middle blocker Raven Colvin. I had some really tough decisions to make in terms of middles on this list, but Colvin stands out because of how well-rounded she is. She's become one of the top middle blockers in the conference in just 2 years of play. Although Colvin is just 6'1", she is a high flyer that touches 10-9, and she reads the game so well. Last season, she finished 6th in the Big Ten and top 15 in the country with nearly 1.5 blocks per set. She also showed that she can completely take over a match, like what we saw when she put up 16 blocks against Maryland last season, for the most blocks in a match by a Big Ten player all year. Offensively, she is so explosive and works so hard to make herself available. Last season, she had 10 matches with 10 or more kills. She also just started serving last year, and she led the Big Ten in aces during conference play. Head coach Dave Shondell says not only is she a relentless worker, but she's one of the best athletes that Purdue has ever had. Colvin's ceiling and potential are sky high, and it's only up from here. Emily Ehman here for the Big Ten Network, back with my EE Top 20. Coming in at number 17, Indiana junior setter Cameron Hayworth. She's only entering her 3rd season of college volleyball, but she has led the charge to bring IU to new heights with her volleyball IQ and amazing ability to read the game. Despite many injuries to key pieces of her offense last season, Hayworth locked it down and finished 6th in the conference with over 9 assists per set. She also has a lethal lefty swing that makes it really tough both offensively and from the service line for other teams. She's got a nasty topspin serve that led the Big Ten with nearly 50 aces and really reminiscent of Penn State legendary setter Micah Hancock. Hayworth is truly the full package. She is one of 2 Big Ten players to record a triple-double last season. As Indiana returns nearly all of its offensive production, expect Hayworth to keep climbing in the ranks. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20, and we got a good one coming in at number 16, Maryland redshirt junior middle blocker Anastasia Russ. Russ transferred in last season and made an immediate splash, becoming one of the best blockers in the entire nation. She finished 3rd in the Big Ten and 4th in the NCAA with over 1.5 blocks per set. She also had the most blocks during conference play with 123, helping Maryland become the #1 blocking team in the country. In the best conference in the nation, going against the best attackers night in and night out, that just shows how impressive some of those numbers are. Standing at 6'5", you immediately notice how tall and physical she is as a player, but she also has great fundamentals and patience up at the net. Offensively, Russ is a very efficient hitter who works so hard in transition to be up and available for her setters, and she finished top 10 in the conference, hitting .326 last year. I cannot wait to see what she does in her 5th year of play. Emily Ehman here, back with the EE Top 20, counting down the top 20 players returning this year in Big Ten volleyball. And coming in at number 15, Ohio State senior middle blocker Riley Rader. Rader is one of the most dominant offensive middles that we've seen, finishing as one of the most efficient hitters last year. That happened as just 2 seasons ago, she led the conference in hit percentage and set Ohio State's program record for a single season hit percentage. Rader's speed and vision is really what sets her apart. She's constantly beating blockers to either side. She does so well moving laterally and using that length to her advantage. Rader's also one of the most confident players that you'll meet. She's got the mindset of a champion. As Ohio State has had a few departures from their team, the All-American is the perfect person to really step up and lead that charge for the Buckeyes this season. Emily Ehman back with the EE Top 20 at number 14, Minnesota senior setter Melanie Schaffmaster. Schaffmaster's improved every single year and finished up her junior season second in the Big Ten with 10.4 assists per set. Not only does Schaffmaster have awesome hands, but she has a really high volleyball IQ, and she knows what players to get the ball to in what situations, and also when to take it over on too. On top of all that, she's also just a great defender. She had 14 double-doubles last season in 2 games with 20 or more digs. Schaffmaster's also got a really tough float serve to receive that just racks up points from the end line. With all the offensive talent that Minnesota's bringing back next season, including reigning player of the year Taylor Landfair, expect Melanie Schaffmaster to make even bigger strides this upcoming season. Emily Ehman back with the EE Top 20. Coming in at number 13, Michigan 5th-year libero Hannah Grant. Grant is one of the most underrated players that we don't talk about enough considering how good she is. Over her 4 years, she's become one of the top liberos in the conference, not just for one area of the game, but really for her all-around play. In terms of passing, she finished last season as the best passer in the conference, passing 65% in system. And defensively, she picks up everything. She finished 3rd in the Big Ten with over 4.4 digs per set. In serving, she's one of the nastiest jump floats to receive, finishing 2nd in the Big Ten in aces per set. Not only is she one of the key players on this team, but she's also a leader off the court as well. This will be the 4th season that Hannah Grant will wear that libero jersey, and I cannot wait to watch her elevate that game even more for Michigan. Emily Ehman here, coming back with my EE Top 20. We're now at number 12, and I got Wisconsin redshirt junior outside Sarah Franklin. I might have put Franklin a little bit higher, but she's been dealing with some health issues, and of course it's always questionable how people return. But if I know anything about Franklin, she's going to be ready to go, and she's just got that competitive mindset to be ready. She's also been a powerhouse in the last 2 years in the Big Ten, finishing as one of the top hitters since coming back from injury her freshman year at Michigan State. We thought her production might drop a little bit last season, transferring from Michigan State to Wisconsin, but she still finished as one of the top attackers in the conference and led the Big Ten championship Wisconsin team in kills. She's a powerful force at the net, and she's got that heavy arm. With the 6'4" frame, that allows her to hit with so much range and really place shots where she wants them. I'm not sure exactly what the future holds for Franklin this season, but I'm praying for the speediest of recoveries, and I cannot wait to see her smiling face back on the court soon. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20. At number 11, Purdue sophomore outside Eva Hudson. Not many players have had the immediate impact that Hudson had in her rookie season. As a freshman in 2022, Hudson led the Big Ten with over 500 kills and was named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. She was also Purdue's first ever freshman to receive All-American status. Hudson is just an absolute baller. Even in big games against top teams, she plays absolutely fearless. She's a springy, athletic attacker who jumps high and hits so hard. She's also locked it down in serve receive despite being targeted, and she passes over 50% of balls in system. The ceiling is so high for Hudson, and I can only imagine what she's going to do years down the line. Emily Ehman here for the Big Ten Network. We are officially halfway through the EE Top 20, so let's get into 10 through 1. At number 10, Wisconsin sophomore middle blocker Carter Booth. Wisconsin got a good one after Booth transferred in after spending her first season at Minnesota. It's hard enough being a middle in the Big Ten, but to come out year 1 and do what Booth did was insane. Offensively in the Big Ten, she hit .360 and during conference play alone hit over 500. Defensively, she was top 10 in the country with nearly 1.5 blocks per set, helping Minnesota to be a top 5 blocking team in the NCAA. At 6'7", she is a tall, physical middle blocker, but it's not just her physicality. She's super athletic, and as last season went on, you could see that volleyball IQ really clicking. I'm so excited to watch her in this new system at Wisconsin, where they're sure to get her more involved offensively, because that's a big priority in Madison. Emily Ehman here, back with my EE Top 20. We're now at number 9, where I have Illinois senior outside Raina Terry. Terry's been a staple of the Illini, starting nearly every single match since putting on an Illinois jersey freshman year. And she's one of my favorite players to watch because she's got that mindset of a champion. She doesn't back down from a fight. Head coach Chris Thomas has even called her unbreakable, even when teams are keying in on her. Terry was a unanimous first-team All-Big Ten selection last season, and she's a massive point scorer, both up front and from the back line. She finished second in the conference in points per set with her strong arm, great shot selection, and range. She can be shaky at service from time to time, but she makes up for it with one of the nastiest float serves in the conference. She led the Big Ten in aces per set last season. I can't wait to see what Terry does in her 4th year at Illinois. Emily Ehman here, back with my EE Top 20. At number 8, we got a good one. And the first opposite off the board, Wisconsin senior Devin Robinson. Robinson is one of the most versatile players in the league. She can absolutely dominate wherever Wisconsin needs her, whether that's on the middle or on the right side. The two-time All-American finished last season second for the Badgers in kills and hit over 300 last year. What makes her so tough to defend is not only that versatility, but her speed. On the right side, she's most comfortable on that quick tempo slide attack. She's got that fast arm swing that often finds blockers late. Not only do teams key in on her offensively, but defensively, teams have to run plays away from her as she averages nearly 1.1 blocks per set for Wisconsin last year. We'll see where head coach Kelly Sheffield needs her to fit in that lineup, but one thing's for certain, it doesn't matter where she is on the court because she's always a threat for the Badgers. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20. At number 7, we got Ohio State senior opposite Emily Ehman. Ehman is one of the most consistent point scorers the Buckeyes have had in a long time. She's been Ohio State's go-to since stepping on campus. She's finished top 10 in the Big Ten every season in kills per set, averaging nearly 4 kills per set last season. We've also seen many times that she has the ability to completely take over a match, just like she did, racking up 29 kills against Minnesota last year, which was the most kills in a match by any Big Ten player. She's had 3 All-American honors in 3 years, but she's improved so much in her shot selection and range as attacker since coming in. And whether it's in the front or back row, those setters always find a way to get her the ball. Up front, she's very dynamic and has the ability to run slides, which really keeps blockers guessing. With so many changes to the Buckeyes offense this year, Ohio State is going to rely on her more than ever for that stability and consistency. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20. At number 6, we got some power. Wisconsin 5th-year outside Temi Thomas-Ilara. As a defender, Temi is someone that you never want to see on the other side of the net. She spent the first 4 years at Northwestern where she was an absolute powerhouse and the Cats' go-to attacker for 4 straight seasons. Last year, she earned All-American status for the first time after leading the Big Ten during conference play with 4.6 kills per set. Wisconsin scooped her up for her 5th and final season of college volleyball, but the biggest question is, can she continue to be as dominant for a national title contending team? I think she can. Not only does Temi hit harder than anyone in this league, maybe even in the country, but her range is also insane. She can hit sharp cross-court shots that other outsides could only dream of hitting. Her volleyball IQ has also significantly improved since she came in as a freshman, mixing in crafty roll shots and tips. We only have one more season of Temi time in college volleyball, and I cannot wait to see what she does. Emily Ehman here for the Big Ten Network, back with my EE Top 20. We are now to the final 5 players on my list. So let's go ahead with number 5, the reigning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, Minnesota 5th-year libero Kylie Murr. She earned that honor after leading the Big Ten last season with 530 digs and 4.7 digs per set. She made the switch to Minnesota after spending her first 4 years at Ohio State, and few players have held down a backcourt like she does. As a hitter, it's so difficult to find openings on the court as Murr easily covers half of it and is willing to completely sacrifice her body to chase down anything. Murr's also shown that she can fully control that backcourt like she did against Maryland last year when she racked up 35 digs, which was the most by a Big Ten player in a single match all season. Few liberos also stick out on the court like Murr does with her fiery attitude and fearless leadership. You can constantly hear her communicating with her teammates and hyping everyone up around her. With that cool, calm, and collected lineup that Minnesota has, they need someone to bring that fire every day like Murr does. I'm excited to see what she can bring in her last year of college ball. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20, counting down the top 20 players returning this Big Ten volleyball season. Coming in at number 4, Penn State senior outside Jess Merzik. When all is said and done at the end of this season, I would not be surprised to see Merzik's name next to that Big Ten Player of the Year honor. She just transferred to what will be a scary Penn State team that could definitely contend for a Big Ten title. Merzick is also one of the most consistently dominant players the Big Ten has seen in recent memory. The All-American spent her first 3 seasons at Michigan as their go-to attacker, finishing in the top 10 in the Big Ten in kills per set every single year. There's so much power in Merzick's arm swing. She's also one of the craftiest outsides that you'll see. She goes off the block really well or is often placing those off speeds perfectly. Look, we have a lot of dominant outsides in the Big Ten, but what sets her apart from the others is she's also one of the best passers in the league. She can lock down any serve receive that she steps into. With her transferring to Penn State this season, I cannot wait to see what she does in an Nittany Lions jersey. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20. Only 3 players left in this countdown. So let's kick it off with number 3, the reigning Big Ten setter of the year, Penn State 5th-year Mac Pedraza. For the past 4 years, Pedraza helped bring Ohio State back to national dominance. Now, she's bringing all that experience to Penn State for her 5th year to try to help them reach their first Big Ten title since 2017. The 3-time All-American has hands of gold, and with that 6'2" frame, she's quick to get to every ball. She always makes sure to keep opposing blocks guessing. She's great at pushing that long ball, especially back to her opposite, and she's great at disguising when to throw in a sneaky dump. Not only does she have accurate ball placement, but she's an incredible leader. She has so much confidence in herself and ability to lead a team. She's consistently talking and working with her hitters to give them the ball that they need and then hyping them up after the kill. Penn State's offense has some lethal hitters this season, and they are in incredible hands with Pedraza leading the charge. Emily Ehman back with my EE Top 20, counting down the top 20 returning Big Ten volleyball players this upcoming season, and just 2 names left. So let's go to number 2, and we're bringing it to the backcourt with Nebraska junior libero Lexi Rodriguez. There's a reason the Huskers finished last season as the nation's leading defense, holding opponents to a 128 hitting percentage, and that all starts with Rodriguez. In just 2 seasons of college ball, Rodriguez has become one of the best liberos in the nation, finishing last year 4th in the Big Ten, averaging nearly 4.3 digs per set. And she put up those numbers next to other back row players that could have put on a libero jersey at probably any other school. Not only can Rodriguez read around the block so well, but she's always stopped on contact, allowing her to make those insane plays outside her body and really chase down anything. It's not just her defense that makes Rodriguez so special. She also has beautiful hands to put up great out-of-system balls for her hitters, and she's one of the best passers in the conference. Last season, she passed 62% in system. Rodriguez can truly do it all, and lucky for Nebraska fans, you still have a few years left with one of the greats. Emily Ehman here for the Big Ten Network, finishing up my EE Top 20, where I'm counting down the top 20 returning players for this upcoming Big Ten volleyball season. And coming in as my number 1 pick, this was the easiest one that I knew I had to lock in. Minnesota redshirt junior outside Taylor Landfair, the reigning Big Ten Player of the Year. It was questionable how she would return last season coming back from injury and filling a bigger role than she's had in the past. But she couldn't have done better, leading the Big Ten and finished top 20 in the country with nearly 5 points per set. What makes her stand out from the rest is her ability to know what shot to hit at what time because of her great court vision, allowing her to see that defense on the other side, which is a key to being a good outside hitter. She can rip a hard cross-court shot, but is very crafty in placing some roll shots and tips. Being 6'5" doesn't hurt either. She can go up and over those blockers, which opens up even more shots. The 2-time All-American was also one of the best passing outsides in the league and also locks it down on serve receive. Landfair is headed into her 4th season for Minnesota, and you can really tell how mature she's become as a player and a leader. She's a very level-headed, steady player that keeps her emotions in check, and you can tell she's getting more comfortable being a vocal leader for that team as well. With Landfair leading the charge alongside some other studs, this Minnesota team could be scary this fall. And with that, that rounds out my EE Top 20.